All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get airborne. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Man, what a busy day. I literally just got home a little while ago from the hangar. So spoke at Rotary this afternoon at noon about our No Fallen Heroes documentary and our project, and then raced down to the hangar and shot for a documentary film called A Greater Reality that's coming out, I think, end of this year. And then just raced back home to be with you all. So good stuff. A lot of good stuff going on. A lot of folks signing up. I checked before I went to the hangar. I think there's about 23-ish slots remaining. And there's some questions to support that I'm going to answer about different offers, because some of y'all, I think, recently saw a quarterly offer, which is great, but you're not going to get access to the hunters because it's a discounted offer. But we'll talk through all that. Let me post the replay from this afternoon right now. We had a great brief, or this morning. Let me post this real quick and add it to the replay page before I forget, because we talked today about getting long volatility. What happened the rest of the day after we got done talking? Implosion, didn't it? Didn't we talk about this, man? How many of you, give me a hell yeah, Wiz, I got long volatility when you told me to? Did everybody get long volatility today? Excuse me, in the live trade brief. So, simple moving average. This is like shooting fish in a barrel, man. What did we talk about in today's brief? And I drew it. In yesterday's free brief. 200 fail, 200 fail, 200 fail, 200 go. What did I say? That could happen. No, fail. We fell right back to the 50-day moving average, folks. This is going to happen, period. And you're at Top Gun Options now, which means you can make money if the market's going up, down, or sideways. This is the beauty, the power of being an options trader. So everybody should be smiling tonight and be very happy with what's going on. If you were in yesterday's live trade brief, you are up $1,000. I just paid for 2 months into the hunters, or 5 months into full throttle, or a half an annual membership almost. 50% profit in a day, excuse me, in our Amazon bear call spread. Did everybody get this trade on yesterday? This is a weekly options trade. Amazon ain't coming back by Friday, folks. So in 4 days, you potentially will make $2,200. Now we're going to talk about a tactic tonight, which I might change, because we talked about maybe legging into a tactic called an iron condor. But now we might not, and we're going to talk about all this stuff. So I love this stuff, folks. I'm very passionate about what I do. But let's talk real quick about full throttle, and then we'll get into some stuff and some training. Real quick, well, I'll give it to you now, because here's the down and dirty. And let me just get this out of the way up front, because again, I hate doing this stuff. Making $1,000 since yesterday in Amazon, getting long volatility today, like an hour before the market imploded. Either I'm extremely lucky, or I'm actually pretty good at what I do. A little bit of ego there, but not really, because it's the truth. So you can do full throttle monthly. That gives you access to the live trade briefs Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 10 to 11-ish. I send out email alerts. I send out text alerts. You get access to the replay. You're also going to get access, as we're going to brief right now, into training. 8 training sessions that start with step 1. This is an amoeba and an option, all the way up to this is an iron condor, a building block approach. Folks, this is a no-brainer. So the $1,000 we made in 1 day on Amazon so far is pretty damn cool. There you go. 3 months of full throttle membership. That is only $295. Yesterday, I showed you a Goldman Sachs trade we closed in a day and a half for $3,300. And then on Friday, I showed you a sniper that I took that made $1,950, $2,000. We are doing fantastic. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Here's the link. And again, folks, when we get 50, we close. Told you earlier, I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of my word. We get 50, we close the door, we're done until next quarter, we do full throttle. Let me skip the middle here and go over to here. This is an annual full throttle membership. This is really where you should be day one. Why? As a businessman, I'd love for you to be in the monthly full throttle for the rest of your life, or the hunters, which we'll talk about in a second. That's the businessman in me. The whiz in me with a good soul, this is where you need to be because it's a pretty good discount and a great deal. The annual membership, folks, is a 50% discount right now. It's only $29.95. Okay? So with that, with the annual, you get everything I just talked about in the monthly, but you also get access to the investment club, the Hunters Investment Club. In there, these people were in here today, sniping, taking shots, trading, great stuff going on in the Hunters, folks. That is where you want to be. Okay? You know what, Wiz? I went to full throttle stuff Monday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I want to try the Hunters for a little bit, a couple months. That is $497 a month. Okay? So in these two, you get access to the investment club. In this, you don't. This is kind of the test flight. Okay, I don't do free trials, folks. I'm like an attorney or a doctor. My time ain't free. I don't give stuff away. My knowledge, my trades, proprietary, and they ain't free. People are like, do you have a 30-day? No, I don't. The free is you're in it. I'm giving you 4 free live trade briefs, and a lot of my quote competitors always give me crap about it. Like, dude, why don't you charge for the 4 days? I'm like, because I believe in what I do. You don't. You want to get money up front and then show them you suck? So there are your different options. 85 to 90% of current TGO members are in here, our full throttle annual members. There are folks that are test flying the Hunters in full throttle in here. And then there are folks just kind of starting out, getting airborne as the amoeba. So you got 3 choices to do, folks. Okay? 3 choices, you make it. TJ, better to jump in, right, Wiz? I'm a testament. LOL. You absolutely are a testament, man. Jump right in. Because you should actually feel, that's a good segue, good question. You should feel like this dude. If you are new, these are 2023 investment briefs, right? You should literally feel like this. We call it drinking from a fire hose, right, in the military. I don't think I've not been talking today. So excuse my voice here, man. Full throttle week usually takes a lot out of me. And then you throw in rotary speeches and documentary shoots. And coming back from Chicago and yelling at a hockey tournament, I apologize. But folks, if you are new to investing, right? Because I saw a support email. Somebody's like, I feel a little good. You should feel like this. Folks, I didn't hatch an options trader. I didn't hatch a fighter pilot, man. I was trained. I wasn't edumacated. I was trained. Fighter pilots are trained. Doctors are trained. Plumbers are trained. The world's full of educated derelicts, folks. And looking at some of our universities and colleges, they're run by idiots as well. Training gives you a skill. So if you're feeling like this a little bit right now, there are literally thousands and thousands of TGO members that have gone before you drinking from that fire hose. This ain't rocket surgery, folks. This is not hard. And in the training environment, paper trading and kind of getting your airspeed underneath you, it's essentially risk-free. I tell you, do not ever put 1 penny of your capital, your hard-earned money, at risk until you're ready. It's kind of a dumb moment. And that's why we have the Hunters and the Max Afterburner, the investment clubs, right? I kind of showed you the Chinese wall, so to speak, that divides what TGO does. Let me just bring that up again real quick and show you what that means, right? We are in full throttle. We're in a training environment. We got solo Amazon. I said I'll do a free solo Amazon brief for people who maybe want to be in solo Amazon. And then we have full throttle. When you're ready to jump the fence, we have a couple investment clubs, right? The Hunters and the Max Afterburner. Okay, so the Where's Waldo, you are right here. But today, if you do the annual or the monthly $497, you can get access to the investment club. So if you're kind of in the, you know what, Wiz, I'd like to learn, but I'm ready to pull the trigger a little bit too. I can't tell you to do that, folks. You are the pilot in command of your own portfolio. Okay, now I was a fire hose swallower, so glad I went all the way. I'm hooked. Thank you, Tina. I appreciate that. Okay, so gave you the link, and like I said, once we get whatever it was, I haven't looked because I was getting my slides together to jump on here. Don't know how many we have, but once we get our 50, we're going to be done, folks. So again, you should feel a little fire hose-ish, okay? Quick kind of reminder of how I trade here. It's called SOT, strategic, operational, and tactical. That's it. Many of you, the average retail trader, are what? Very tactical. You don't even know what you're doing, tomorrow morning for breakfast, let alone what you should be trading this week, this month, this year, 5 years out. I break you of that. You guys have seen this for the past couple days, right? And if not, I'll give you the replay link. You can watch the replays. We do a strategic part of the brief, 5, 10, 15 minutes. It depends on what's going on in the world. What's going on around the globe economically? Greek debt crisis, government defaults, this, that, what's going on around the world economically? What's going on around the world politically? We made 22 grand, the easiest 22 grand of my life when that Brexit vote, I got it wrong. I'm like, they'll probably, vote to stay. Wrong. 22 grand. I love being wrong and making money. How did we do it? We got long, as we talked about this morning, volatility. Uncertainty. The markets were like, oh man, we don't know how this vote's going to turn out. What do hedge funds, institutions have to do? They have to hedge. Let's go buy some VIX. Up before the vote was even counted, what did we do? We closed and made 11 grand in a double vertical. We closed it and then did what? A bearish double vertical. You ready for this blinding piece of brilliance I didn't share earlier when we were talking about volatility? Once something is known, it's known. Yeah, I'll say that slower. Once something is known, it's known, even if it's bad. Isn't that interesting? Because people are like, well, Wiz, oh my God, they voted to leave the EU. The markets, I'm like, VIX is going to come in, watch. No, they voted to leave. It's going to, what happened? Crush. The market is present. The market doesn't live in the past. Once something's known, it's behind the market and it's over with. Then it's on, then it's on to the next thing. We made 11 grand up and 11 grand down, and I got it wrong. So after we do that 5, 10, 15-minute brief, and sometimes it's a little longer, sometimes it's a little shorter, depends on what's going on in Ukraine, then we get operational. We peel the onion layers back, and we talk about the United States. What's going on with Jerome Powell? Where's he speaking? What's the Fed doing? Where are interest rates? How are earnings doing? What's up with the government shutdown or the debt ceiling debate? Operational. After 10, 20 minutes of that, then and only then, ladies and gentlemen, can we get tactical and trade. This hasn't happened in a couple of years. I don't know what happened to those people. Well, you know what? I just answered my own question. I know what happened to these people. Every once in a while, when I do these full throttles over the past years, some dude or lady 5 minutes into every one of my live briefs would be like, where's the trades? I'm like, oh my God, seriously? You don't build your strategic and operational picture before you start firing ammo, firing missiles? I know where those people went. They blew out. They're broke. This is how you trade, period. Folks, I was doing this on my own, and I popped up on the radar of a multi-billion-dollar volatility arbitrage firm and said, come up here and teach us what you do. I'm like, I felt like Eddie Murphy, Valentine in Trading Places. I'm like, what? Aren't you all the smart money? Well, of course we are, but what do you do? Oh, so you're going to learn exactly what I taught volatility arbitrage traders in Chicago at a multi-billion-dollar firm. That's it. And then once we dig into our full throttle training, I'm going to give you a trade plan. Now, when you opted in to full throttle, these full free briefs, you got that trade plan. Hopefully everybody read that trade plan. I'm not going to go through this tonight because I want to go talk about the market and Amazon and stuff like that. But this is what we do in our full throttle training. Okay. So full throttle training, ladies and gentlemen, is 8 modules, 8 briefs. I hate the term module. Folks, I talk about and this is that building block approach. This is showing up to Pensacola Naval Air Station, not even knowing what an airplane is, and in a short amount of time, you got wings of gold on your chest and you're in the fleet. Building block approach. Hey man, this is my methodology. This is where I gather my intelligence. These are calls. These are puts. Boom, boom. I'm not going to read everything on the screen. You can read it. But folks, if you have no idea what you're doing, if you're like some of my Marine sisters and brothers and you don't even know how to spell the word options, I'm going to teach you from square one all the way up to being a Jedi master options trader. This is literally for everyone. All account sizes, large, small, it doesn't matter. All skill levels. Trust me, I've been trading options for 20 years type of guy. And after a couple of my full throttles, they're like, dude, never knew or heard any of this stuff. I'm a better trader because of it, right? What's one of the mottos at Top Gun Options? Top Gun. You think you're good? We'll make you better. There you go. Erin, Arrow. She said you can even teach an Air Force F-15E pilot. If I can teach a Strike Eagle lady how to trade options, man, I could teach anybody how to trade options. I appreciate that. And remember, you don't have to be here. I'd love for you to be here live. But ladies and gentlemen, Wiz, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I work. Well, guess what? About 80% of our traders actually work. They know me from the replays. About, 20, 30 minutes it takes to render the video. I post it immediately, except for today when I had to run around all afternoon. So I apologize. Just posted it. That's very rare. But you didn't have to be there anyway because I do what? I send out text and email alerts, right? Chris, I'm so geeked. I think that's a good word. Been a subscriber for almost 3 years now, and this is my first time I have been able to attend live. I only know you via replays. So you don't have to be here. Love for you to be here, but that's up to you. Okay, so, and the last pitch, and then we're going to talk some trading and market stuff. Here's what you're going to get. And again, only 50 because we like a nice tight squadron, man. I don't like a zoo. I don't like, hey, man, a million people in here. I'm an instructor, man. I was a flight instructor in the F-18 Hornet. Nobody left a brief with a question mark over their head, man. When we do live trade briefs or training, if you and I got to sit in here for 3 hours as I explain a concept to you, I'm going to do it. Why? Because I like seeing a smile on your face. I love seeing the case studies or testimonials like, dude, I'm crushing it now. That's what I'm here for, right? And folks, see this patch? You don't go to Top Gun forever. And my marketing team they're not on here, but they'll listen to the replay. They hate when I say this. I don't want you here forever. That's Wiz. Gordon Gecko, I want you to be a TGO member until you're 90. That's good business. Folks, you don't go to Top Gun forever. You go to Top Gun, you go to the mountain, we call it, you get your flowing robes, and you go where? You leave. You go back to your fleet squadron, and you spread the good word. Here's what I just learned at the mountain, man. Here's the new missiles, tactics. I want to get an email from you in 6 months, a year, whenever it is, 2 years. It says, Wiz, I got it. I got my Top Gun options patch on my shoulder. I can do this. I want you to do this solo. Shitty business model, but a great business model because most of my TGO members are referrals from other people. So I want you to leave. No offense. But we've had, there are people that have been here since day one, 13 years. They're pretty damn good traders. They stay for the intel and the camaraderie. So you're going to get access to the the 3 live trade briefs, right? The annual membership, the $29.95 or the monthly $4.97, you get access to the hunters, okay? And in that, you get all my intel, my trades as they happen. I copy, paste, put it right in there. If you do the $2.95 a month, you still get everything, but they're email and text alerts. And as you saw yesterday, it takes me and my political science brain a little bit to get those together. You get 8 live training sessions, that building block approach, and I'm going to teach you about options. You get 3 skill-based manuals. Okay, you already got your trade plan and your OPCL. I'm going to give you a primary, intermediate, and advanced workbook. And then obviously the text and the email alerts. Yep, I'll give you the link again real quick, folks. So again, and I could sit here all night. I literally have 13 years of, testimonials. Harry, I joined a month ago, and by increasing the number of contracts I traded, I was able to pay for the annual membership after my first trade. John, Top Gun, long-term subscriber, great instructors, high level of knowledge, very patient with new people, and willing to answer all questions. Boom. Craig, Matt, I've been trading options for 20 years off and on. I haven't taken all of your sample trades in the last 7 weeks and have used your coaching to get back into trading. So far, average is $9.49 profit per week and have rarely had over 20 grand at risk, about 5% per week. I am much less risk tolerant than you are, so my trades are much more conservative, hence my lower total profits, but they are within my own system. Folks, I'm going to show you how I fly and fight my F-18. That ain't your F-18. I'm a single seat fighter pilot. You sign for your portfolio, I sign for mine. Okay, but I love the way Craig said that. Dude, I came up with my own SOP, Wiz. Good. That's what I want you to do. $6,200 yesterday, dogfighting the S&P 500 for a total of 22 grand in the past 3 trading days. Boom. Colonel, longtime member and now lifetime. Wiz is both insightful and entertaining and cuts to the chase. If you're looking to trade in the options market and want to understand the strategic and operational actions driving the market and need to know the tactical tools necessary to be successful, can't go wrong with Top Gun Options. I'm done. No more testimonials. You can go to Trustpilot. You can go to Facebook. You can go look at all those. There's your sales webinar, folks. I'd rather talk about trading. So there you go. If by tomorrow afternoon you don't want to, you're not, all right, maybe Monday. Like I said, I wrote that down. I'll do a solo Amazon free brief. I'll open up the doors on Monday for folks if you want to do. It's $97 a month for solo. That's not a part of this, folks. So even if you're signing up, well, let me do that now. Even if you're signing up for Full Throttle, you don't get solo Amazon. Hence the name solo Amazon. It's out by itself. Let me give you that. It's $97 a month, or I think it's a 20% discount if you do the annual. It's $897 a year. So if you're sitting here, if you're one of those people, Wiz, I can't come to the free brief Monday for solo Amazon, but I'd like to sign up for that now, tonight. As the name implies, all we trade is Amazon. Shouldn't you be diversified? No. You're only trading one? Yes. But you shouldn't? No. Well, no. It is diversified, folks. Well, we're going to talk about Amazon in a second. AWS, Amazon Web Services, is Microsoft. Amazon Air is FedEx and UPS. Amazon Prime Entertainment makes Netflix look stupid. Folks, it's a behemoth. It ain't going out of business in my lifetime, and it prints money. There was my quick solo Amazon sales pitch complete. But there was a couple of people that emailed support like, hey, I don't want to do Full Throttle right now. Can I do solo Amazon? There's the links. $897 for an annual membership, nice discount. Or here's your, cocktail sauce shrimp are a vehicle for eating cocktail sauce. Solo Amazon, $97 a month is a vehicle for getting into TGO. You just want to hang out for 30 days in solo Amazon and make sure I am legit, even though you're getting 4 free briefs, $97. That's not even a round of drinks in Fort Lauderdale. Okay. Let me check my briefing card and make sure we're good. I think that was it. That was a rather disjointed sales brief, but I don't care. Oh, let me answer this question, because I think Bonnie or some folks earlier said, hey, this is a little bit more expensive than a presentation I saw recently. Because in that presentation, I used the exact words that this link and in this presentation only, right? So if you're one of those people, great. I made that offer and you can take it. I'm telling you, I think it's like, what was it, $497 a quarter? So it's just under $2 grand a year. You do not get access to the investment club. You get everything else, obviously, but you ready for this? You get what you pay for. And if you're paying for discounted Full Throttle, you're not getting into the investment club. So the hunters, you do not get if you take the, hey man, use this link to get a discount. Make sense? It's pretty fair, isn't it? Okay. Driving home from the hangar, listening to the news, talking to a buddy of mine at a big building up on the Potomac with 5 sides. Well, let me just end it before it even starts. This is going to get worse. Vladimir Putin is readying 700,000 troops. I already briefed you this morning. They're moving 1.5 million. Folks, this is kind of the all-in moment. I told you Putin wasn't going to go down without taking everybody with him. Why are we talking about this? Did you see the VIX spike today and the market implode? Somebody tell me what happens when Belarus and Russia throw 700,000 Russians into Ukraine. At a time when the Germans cracked me up, man. Yeah, VIX 80 is a distinct possibility. The Germans today, I don't love the Germans. I don't dislike them, but I can't stand them. How about that? I love that video of Trump telling the Germans years ago, like, first of all, you're deadbeats. You don't pay your NATO bills, and I'm protecting you. And you don't pay. But I'm protecting you from a dude where you get 70% of your energy from. That's dumb, and that's going to come back to bite you. And Hans and Franz and their little delegation at the UN like chuckled and were laughing at Trump. He nailed it. So today, what did I brief you on earlier? Who was it? Poland? We're going to send Leopard tanks. All these NATO countries are saying what? We're sending those Leopard tanks. Guess who has to approve those tanks being sent to Ukraine? Germany. They own them. What did the German defense minister say today? He called our bluff. Germany won't allow allies to ship German-made tanks to Ukraine to help defend against Russia unless the U.S. agrees to send M1 Abrams main battle tanks. Whoa, according to the Wall Street Journal today. This happened when I was at the hangar, man. This shit is moving fast. 700,000 troops, maybe Belarus invades as well. M1 Abrams tanks. I'm in a live trade brief at night briefing you on this. What's the VIX doing? Folks, I'm telling you, man, sitting here in the safety of my beautiful home with my beautiful fat. Look at that. The VIX is up 5% today. That's nothing about what's going to happen. So this is Germany is now clearly signaling that Washington must lead the way in opening the floodgates of heavy weapon systems. But perhaps it's also calling the bluff, telling Biden, you want to talk big on Ukraine? You go first. Wow. So, apparently, a German newspaper reports that Scholz, Sergeant Scholz, told Biden in a phone call yesterday that Germany, we're not sending our Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine until you send some M1 Abrams tanks. Biden said, we're not sending Abrams. So this is increasingly looking like sabotage from Scholz. Ladies and gentlemen, let me finish this part of the brief tonight. This will get worse. There will be a massive offensive by 750,000 Soviet, I don't call them Russian anymore because Vlad's bringing back the Soviet Union, Soviet troops. And I'm telling you, if this doesn't seal the deal, he's going to pull them back and he's going to use tactical nukes. God, I hate even speaking like this. I'm not speaking it into existence. Whatever is going to happen has already been predetermined. Steve, I'm okay with sending Stacey Abrams. Being an election denier is only bad if you're on the other side. Stacey Abrams, and Hakeem Jeffries, the new minority leader of the House, is a 3-time election denier. Stacey Abrams, for 4 years, said she was the governor of Georgia. But you question maybe the integrity of some election, and you're an insurrectionist traitor. And I have F-15s. All right, so I just wanted to bring you up to date a little bit on sitting at the hangar as they're setting up and reading stuff and talking to bros and going, Holy shit. Putin's Blitzkrieg. If you're a student of military history and you're boring like me and you sit on the couch and watch the History Channel, you know about the Blitzkrieg. And I told you, or TGO members at the beginning, I said Belarus is probably going to be another front. And look at the map. They're going to try and cut off the middle. They're going to take this. So Belarus is going to cut this. These guys are going to cut this, and the middle's going to be stuck, and it's going to be Operation Squeeze. This breaks my heart, folks. It breaks my heart. Tina, everything's recorded, and here's the replay page before you leave. This is recorded, and did I update this page? Yep, awesome. Here's the replay for everything we've done so far, folks. It's in the chat box. Right there. Okay, now let's talk. And this is, these are different videos. I don't know why that picture was used for both. That was automatic. I didn't do that. So those are the, okay, let's brief, let's talk a little like full throttle. Hold on, let me put this on our member page for the members. So here's an example of, so the VIX trade that we did earlier. Did everybody, I'm sure some people didn't attend today or didn't get to watch the replay since I was late posting it. But if you were here today, folks, did you get long volatility? Is everybody feeling like, you know what, I do need to get long volatility? Is everybody got their VIX on? Arrow early, man. I love it. Arrow's like, you know what, I did it yesterday. So that's what a member page looks like. Let's actually go to Solo Amazon because I want to talk about Amazon right now. So I'm glad Arrow said that because Arrow listened in yesterday's brief, right? Where I'm like, this is insane. The VIX down here at 19 with everything going on is nuts. What did I say yesterday? I'm like, I'm close to winning. And then today I'm like, boom, get long volatility. Today I said, boom, get long volatility. Let's go. And what happened today? Ladies and gentlemen, my call sign's Wiz. It's not Nostradamus. Here we are from 10 to 11 in a live trade brief. Here's me going to Rotary, and here's the market. I love making calls like this and just walking away and going, I know that's going to happen. Mark, vol was cheap, so I bought it this morning before you even got to your trades. Boom. So whether you're Aaron or you're Mark, they're training. They're listening to their flight instructor. When I say a sentence that catches your attention in passing, sit up straight and take action. Okay? I love this when I'm in my live trade briefs and I'm like, you know what? I'd shoot a sniper right here, right now, but I got to keep instructing. And I'm like, boom. So listen as I do my briefs, folks. I don't like hearing myself talk, to be honest with you. It actually annoys me. So if I'm saying something, hopefully it's worthwhile. Okay. So yesterday in our joint brief, we looked at what? A bearish trade on what? Amazon. We placed a bear call spread. Let me go show you what that looks like. So this is the member page underneath member content. I went over here to Solo Amazon and I scrolled down to the first post. 17 January joint brief. Close the bearish trade, blah, blah, blah. So we added an Amazon bearish trade. It's called a bear call spread. So here's the member page. The order ticket's on there. The metrics are on there. Risking $5,100 to potentially make $2,400. And then at the bottom of the page is the replay. Okay, so this is what the member area looks like. So right now we have the 98.99 bear call spread on. And I love doing this stuff, man. Look at what happened yesterday. Here we are in the live trade briefs. Whoa! Did anybody panic? Did anybody prematurely eject? I didn't. And now we're down here. And then after hours trading, we're down a little bit more. This is going to be look out below. I think we're going to head down to maybe 95 this week. I don't think there was anything too big left on the flight schedule. Tomorrow's Thursday. We have weekly unemployment claims, the Philly Fed. Oh, housing. There's going to be some housing numbers tomorrow. There's a Fed lieutenant speaking at night. How about Friday? Let's take a look at Friday. Another Fed lieutenant. Oh, more home sales and another lieutenant. So some potential volatility the rest of the week. There was an interesting article I read on the way home. Trust me, I can drive and multitask. You ready for this one? Buyer cancellation rate at the top of the U.S. Home Builder Index surpasses 2008 levels. Wow. A 68% cancellation rate surpasses the darkest days of the housing crash when it was, I thought, 47%, half. Ladies and gentlemen, this is, well, I was going to use the word scary because I just saw it on the screen. I'm not scared. I can make money off of this. Look at this quote. This is scary. KB Homes, largest home builder, 68% cancellation rate. 2/3 of the home buyers walked away from their contracts. Folks, I'm fairly certain, it's been a while since I was in real estate, I'm fairly certain just walking away from a contract ain't free. So people are like losing the 10, 20, whatever deposit. Holy crap. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel like we are sitting, not we, me, I feel like I am sitting in the Board of Trade in 2008 with everything going on, folks. I could not be more, and I told you yesterday, I use the strategic mindset of I'm cautiously bearish. Now, many of you who have been here for years know that I use the term cautiously bullish often. Like, on these kind of bear market rallies, I'm very cautiously bullish and ready for these slams. And we printed money doing that. Now I'm cautiously bearish. What's that mean? That means I'm bearish, man. I actually think this is going to happen. I don't think this is going to happen. I know it's going to happen, especially in February. But the cautiously part is, dude, I don't know, peace in Ukraine, breaking news, secret negotiations were going on, ceasefire, boom. Great earnings, great Q4 earnings. You were wrong, Wiz. Q4 didn't suck. Everybody's earnings are awesome. Okay? What else can happen? I, Jerome Powell, hit my head last night and we're done raising interest rates. Can happen, not going to happen. That would happen. So, folks, I actually sit here and I'm bipolar, and so am I. I red team my own stuff, man. When I sit here and I'm like, dude, I sit here and in my live trade briefs, I do it live. We red team this stuff, man. If 500 people in a live trade brief are all agreeing with each other, somebody ain't thinking, right? Somebody has to give a critical eye to all of this. I don't want groupthink, right? And here's what's cool that I'm going to teach you if you're new to trading options. Here's what's really cool. If you disagree with me, which can happen quite often, do the exact opposite of what I do. If you sat in the brief today and said, time to get long volatility, that's dumb. Nothing bad's going to happen between now and the middle of February. I got long volatility. Why don't you get shorted? I think that would be insane and you'd be an idiot. But what I'm saying is, in the options market, do the opposite. I'm going to buy Microsoft here right now. Wiz, I think that's stupid. Do the exact opposite. I'm going to buy it. Why don't you sell it to me? So, folks, this is a market. In these live trade briefs, if you're sitting here going, yep, don't agree with the word that you just said, do the opposite of what I'm about to do. Okay? Now, a little bit of a change of plans tonight. Why? Because I was before, and when I left, I'm like, that market looks a little heavy up here. Boom. Got done my rotary speech, got in my car, and I looked at the market. I'm like, that's awesome. Look at that implosion. And folks, we broke right through 39.50. And I think we had a bounce at the close. That ain't good. The futures aren't looking too hot right now. What I was going to do tonight, and now I'm not going to do that. All right? Steve, that's a good one. I hadn't thought of that one. I know with your great literary skills and writing books about this type of stuff. I'm glad you said that. I was watching a little special report before I jumped on the air as I tried to swamp dinner down. Steve brings up a good point. And it's funny because Howie Kurtz said, I don't believe this conspiracy tinfoil hat theory that the Democrats are trying to get rid of Biden to clear the field. The CIA had Kennedy killed and was part of it. You don't think our government, our deep state would be like, we got to get rid of this dude? The documents found in 3 different places are from 6 years ago. So our classification, and it's interesting because people are like, oh, well, it's different because of Trump. Oh, really? So our classification system is so tight that nobody knew these documents were missing? Folks, in my squadron, everything was serialized, numbered. Folks, if you accidentally took something home from the squadron that was even classified, I'm not talking top secret, classified, you're done. If Captain Arrow or Lieutenant Wiz did any of this stuff, we'd be breaking big rocks into little rocks in Leavenworth. But Steve, I'm rambling, Steve brought up a great point. He said, Wiz, what if in the next couple of weeks, Joe Biden says, you know what, for the dignity of my country, I'm not a crook, and he ain't going to resign, but, says I'm not going to run again. That could be a market rally. That's a good one, Steve. I like that. Nice thinking. I think it would be a knee-jerk reaction, though. I think it would be one of those. Hopefully we'd be in a brief and I day trade it, or hopefully you're in the Hunters or the Lifetime Group and you get it live. But that's a good one. I don't think. Yeah. All right. So we currently have a bear call spread on Amazon that is up $1,000 and potentially has another $1,100 to go, $1,200 to go by Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, if you did this trade yesterday with me, you have a 78% probability of making $2,200 this week, only risking 53. That is based on a $100,000 model portfolio. I like using a 5% rule. I don't like risking more than 5% on any one trade. That's me. You fly and fight your own airplane. What I was going to talk about tonight that I'm not is this. We were going to talk about a tactic called an iron condor. Now, if you just mentally checked out, don't worry about it. It has nothing to do with iron, and it's supposed to look like a condor's wings, and it doesn't. That's what it's called. An iron condor is a range-bound trade. Let me open up the chart a little bit here. So, Amazon, for a good month to 2 months. Ladies and gentlemen, Amazon did what? Down, up, down, skid, up, down. Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to teach you that you can have a trade on up here that is the roof. Amazon ain't going through this roof by this date. Okay. And a basement. Amazon's not going below this point by this date. You can have 2 trades on. Right now we have one, and it's up 50% in a day. Now, the reason I'm let me lead with this. One of my old skippers had a great saying in fighter aviation. If there's any doubt, there's no doubt. Meaning, I'm going to wait. If we got a no shit mid-January to February shit show coming, that ain't going to be the floor. We might implode. So for now, I'm going to hold my fire. Obviously, the market's closed. I was going to talk through the tactic anyway. Let's at least talk through it. I ain't firing it because tomorrow I can look at the futures market. I don't expect some rip your face off rally. But if you, not me right now, this is training. This is why I do it at night. The market's closed. You can have a glass of wine. I don't want one. Guess what? The range-bound trade, what would I do? Let's go out to Friday. I think that's when this is a weekly options trade. So this trade, the Jan 23 expires Friday. We could, if you think, you know what, Wiz, it's gonna bottom out by Friday. It's not gonna keep imploding. All right. Well, let's look at a floor, a bull put spread. Like maybe, and I'm not doing this, folks. This is training. Let me stress this. Maybe the 94, 93 bull put spread. Okay. Let me bring the chart up in the background and just leave it here, right? I'll put the trade up there. So we currently have a bear call spread up here. We have the roof. Now I'm looking at putting in the basement. Again, tomorrow in the live trade brief that you should attend live or watch the replay, I'll talk about this live and decide whether or not. But if this, remember, here's another wizism, or this is a Wall Street-ism. Don't catch a falling knife, man. If the knife's falling, get out of the way. If something's on a tear, either up or down, either join it or get out of the way. In this case, probably going to sit on my hands. But if we kind of stabilize, and you know what? False alarm. We could put on a bull put spread. I think we had 75 contracts in the other trade, 75 and 75. So this one would be risking 58 to make 17. Okay. 67% probability using at the money volatility in the Amazon options, market's closed, but at the closing bell, there's a 67% probability of making $1,700. Now, if you're not familiar with an iron condor, 2 individual trades, you might be sitting here going, whiz, $5,700 at risk. The other one is $5,300 bucks at risk, that bear call spread. You're risking $11,000. Are you nuts? No, I'm not, because I'm not. As a matter of fact, I'm not even risking 53 or 58. It's probably all in with these 2 trades, probably about $3,000 in risk. And I'll show you in a couple minutes why. So folks, ain't no 11 grand in risk, ain't no 53, ain't no, why? Well, I'll tell you the why right now. You ready for this? This, ladies and gentlemen, is physically impossible to happen. You see this range that Amazon's in? Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's say we put the roof on the bear call spread, which we have, and we put on a bull put spread. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a football field. Amazon, the player, can run all over the field as long as it doesn't step out of bounds, right? Through the bear call spread or the bull put spread. But folks, Amazon ain't going to go through a meat slicer and do what? Go through the bear call spread and go through the bear put spread at the same time. It's physically impossible. It can't happen. Amazon is either going to stay in that range, blow out the top, or blow out the bottom. It can't do both. So you can't lose on both trades. Isn't that brilliant? So let's actually, let's build an iron condor. I think we had the 96, 90, 98, 99, whatever it is. The pricing's not going to be super good, but let me add the calls on here. Sell, buy, 75, 75. What was it? The 98, 99? There's not going to be premium in it. I'm going to have to go down, like maybe 97, 98. Now, it might look busy on the screen, but it makes sense, doesn't it? It really, really makes sense. Well, that doesn't make sense. Call, sell. Jan 23. Sometimes they update stuff after hours. And it does. You know what? Let me do this. I think I can add. Can I add to it? Add option. Buy. Sell. 75. Let's see. They might be updating stuff. That's the pain about doing it after hours. What did I sell? Sell the 90. Was it 95? Man, my short-term memory sucks. 95, 94, I think it was. But I'm trying to get you to show you that it ain't 11 grand at risk. It only ends up being a little bit. I think it was the 90. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know what an iron condor was and you thought I was risking 11 grand with a bear call spread and a bear put spread, and I said it's probably around $3,300, I'm freaking good. That after a long day and some mental math, your max potential loss in this range-bound trade is only $3,300. Remember what I've been teaching you? You always look here first. You never look at profit. Ever, ever, ever first. Who doesn't want to make $4,100 by Friday? Duh. Who wants to lose 3,400? No. Duh. Then look at the duh first. If you can put a check mark here and go, I don't want to lose that. It'll suck, but I'm going to be good, manage the trade. Then and only then can your eyes go up to where? Okay, cool. But ladies and gentlemen, look at this. This, I call it a football trade. It's kind of like this is the uprights, man, right? As long as Amazon goes through the uprights, either direction, hell, it can even hit an upright as long as the football goes in. You make max profit. Okay? So in 11 minutes, now I'll do in the full throttle training, the Iron Condor brief is an hour and a half. I'm not giving you all that, man. I'm not a charity. I run a charity. This ain't a charity. So I'll teach you an Iron Condor for an hour to an hour and a half. But if you followed 10% of what I just said, welcome aboard. That's one of the most cosmic options tactics. And if you sat there like, all right, I got the ceiling analogy, I got the floor analogy, and I can probably figure out this stuff after a little bit of training. Boom. You're the one I want to talk to, and you're the one I want to join. All right, there's a bunch of questions flying around. It's the Jan 23 expiration, right? So remember, folks, on E-Trade, when you see a month and a year, that's the 1, 2, 3, the third Friday of the month. Okay? The third Friday of this month is January 20th. So when you see Jan 23 on here, it's actually technically Jan 20. Give me a vertical head nod. And this is another reason that somebody was asking earlier about a better platform, because I think Thinkorswim or Fidelity, whoever, they actually have the date, and over here on E-Trade, so it can be a little confusing, but it ain't to me. I'll teach you all the options basics in full throttle, folks, that on the third Friday of every month, 1, 2, 3, that's when regular monthly options expire. Now, weekly options, when do they expire? Every week. Duh. And weekly options can expire every Friday. The S&P 500, when I'm going to teach you how to take sniper shots, we have daily options now. Look at all these strikes up here. And I don't even want to speak this into existence, folks, but I talked to a buddy of mine this weekend when I was up in Chicago. He's at the SIBO. He's like, dude, they're already talking about hourly options. I'm like, stop it. And here's the worst part. I hope I retire before this happens. I'm like, where are we in the 24/7? I don't want to be some Bitcoin, Ether, Dogecoin freak checking my cell phone at 3 a.m. I want the options market to stay 9 to 5, baby, 9 to 4, whatever. You know what I mean? Please do not trade longer than that. I will not trade longer than that. But look at the daily expirations SPX has. Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I mean, boom. So I'll teach you how to dogfight and trade these weekly options as well. Kenny, yeah, man. The VIX trade from this morning, let's go underneath member content. And we were in weekly options today. We bought, let me just scroll down. We bought 60. You can take a screenshot of this or just write it down. We bought 60 of a month out from today. We bought 60 of a month out from today. VIX calls at the 25 strike. Check this out, man. Let's go look at the 25 strike on the VIX. Look at the 25 strike, man. 100. Let me delete these. 120,000. 66, 41, 44. Folks, there is a ton a month out from now, upside volatility on. So we bought the 25s and then we sold the 30s. This is a bull call spread. That's the name of this tactic. Bevan, you bet. I use Keltner channels on my charting. Yep, good question. I'll teach you all this stuff in in the Full Throttle training. Quick reminder, since we are looking at once you sign up, folks, when you become a Full Throttle member, you have homework. Underneath member content, I need you to go to Full Throttle and start watching your training briefs, man. There you go. Session 7, Iron Condors. Session 6, bullish spreads. Section 5, double verticals. That you need to go watch your training. Curl up on the couch over the next couple days, this weekend, carve out some time to watch the Full Throttle training. Okay, that's your homework. You bet, Kenny. So get long volatility right now, ladies and gentlemen, because it as you saw today, the VIX can be up 10, 15, 20. You see one breaking news headline that's kind of really bad, whether it's nuke war in Ukraine or something bad, the VIX will be up 20, 30 points in the blink of an eye, folks. I used to go to the VIX pits, man. Breaking news, I mean, the shouting and it's instantaneous, man. So I'm glad Erin got airborne early. Hey, man, I heard you yesterday. A couple folks heard me yesterday. But I said, you know what? Let me wait until the free folks, Full Throttle on Wednesday to get long volatility. Folks, I wanted to go an hour tonight, and my voice is killing me. And I want to be up for you guys bright and early in the AM. So we're going to knock it off right at the top of the hour. Here is the link to join. My cell phone was buzzing a couple times throughout the brief, which means your slots are going away. When we get to 50, we're done, man. So, boom. All right. I didn't add any of those up, but that's a lot. We hit 50, we're done. I'll answer a couple questions. One more quick review, folks. There's your kind of flight test. There's where 85% of TGO members currently are. It's cheaper, and you get access to the investment club. Wiz, I want the Full Throttle stuff, but let me try this. I want to be in Full Throttle and the investment club for a couple months. Boom, $497 a month. In one day, ladies and gentlemen, you're up $1,000 in Amazon. And hopefully by Friday, not hopefully, hope ain't a strategy. There's a 78% probability by Friday you made $2,200. That's 4 months, ladies and gentlemen, into the hunters. Can you hang out for 4 months? Am I just being lucky between Goldman Sachs in a day and a half, the S&P and this and that involved? I'm good. I'm lucky, but I'm also good, folks. That's the biggest amount of ego you're going to get. Okay, let me answer a couple more and then I'm going to good. You're welcome. You're welcome, Mark. Kenny, do you ever put on Tesla Leaps for your retirement account? So Kenny, you could check with current TGO members 2-3 years ago. What did I say about Tesla? You can put this on my tombstone. If you buy Tesla, if you get bullish on Tesla for Elon Musk, this is before Twitter shit show and the limousine liberals turned on him and now he's an enemy of the state. I said, if you believe in that brilliant guy, you buy Tesla. If you think Tesla should be valued as a car company, it's worth $100. This was, ladies and gentlemen, when Tesla was what, 600, 800? What, folks, Tesla, people were talking about Tesla 2000. Well, it'll be 1,000 in a couple days and now 2,000. I looked into that camera and I said, it's $100 stock. Now, having patted myself on my back, Kenny, let me tell you. Now, let me do the 5-year chart. And right up here, I told you it's a $100 company. And it got down to one. I missed it by $1. Now, very good question, my brother. Now, I'm going to wait. But, if it's not at the bottom right now, Kenny, it's pretty damn close. But look at where we are. Where are we? There's the scandemic, and then boom. We could have a little bit more altitude to cover. But to your point, if you're bullish on Tesla 2 years out into the future, using leap options, You're not going to complain that, all right, well, I bought the Leafs when it was at 128. It went down to 100 again. In 2 years from now, if you think Tesla's going to do this, you're going to be making money. So personally, me, Tesla, not right now. I think, Kenny, we have a February shit show coming, and Tesla could see 100 again or closer to 100. So I'm not seeing the whites of Tesla's eyes right now. I do a Braveheart. Hold, and then I'll yell now. Goose. I did. I bought Elon Incorporated, but it gave us a nice window. You're right. That's exactly right, Goose. And folks, if you liked Tesla at 400, you love it at 128, right? I'm like, dude, if you were frothing at the mouth about how great Tesla was up here, what about down here? Well, if you hate it down here, you probably need to have gotten out of it. So, all right, a couple more questions. Yeah, like I said, folks, if you got the discounted link that gets you into Full Throttle for $497 a quarter, you don't get access to the hunters. That's just, this ain't free, folks. It's a business. So if you're getting a discount, you're getting what, folks. I came up with these investment clubs in COVID. Folks, I'd be getting ready to leave a Full Throttle brief, and I'm like, guys, I hate saying this, but I'm killing everything. People are like, dude, whoa, what are you doing after these live trade briefs? Paid my attorneys a lot of money. They're like, dude, start an investment club. I'm like, brilliant. So these are only a couple years old, folks, because people are like, dude, what are you doing outside of these live trade briefs? And I've never looked. God provides exactly when God provides in the universe at that time. I'm like, I should have done those a long time ago. Really didn't see the need. Everybody's a genius when the market's going straight up. Isn't that true, folks? Look at the S&P 500. I told you this was going to happen, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it's funny, and I'm not laughing at you, but there's a lot of people who are geniuses when the market's going straight up. On what? Crack, hopium, bullshit. So I got to be honest with you, the COVID crash obviously was awesome. But last year, ladies and gentlemen, it's like, I don't need to be in Top Gun options. I'm freaking brilliant. I have a shitload of Bitcoin and this and that. I'm like, all right, guess what happens when this type of stuff happens? My phone doesn't stop ringing off the hook. Pretty damn easy to trade that market, folks. But if you're Top Gun options, it's pretty damn easy to trade this market too. I don't care which way the market's going. I just like going. And I'm going to tell you right now, man, let me just clear all these drawings. Look at this. Scandemic. Jerome Powell drops the biggest financial nuke known to man. What happens? Imagination. Bullshit. Free money. Spending. COVID relief package. This package. That package. All sorts of packages. This is the hangover, ladies and gentlemen. And if the Fed keeps doing its job, which he kind of says he is, we're down here, man. At a minimum where we left for COVID. We have a long way down to go. What a great end to my brief. So this is with, we got one more free brief tomorrow, man. Accelerated retirement, where we're going to be talking about what? Psychedelics, baby. The only sector I am bullish in, and I am buying with both hands. I made a large investment into a healing REIT, which we can talk about tomorrow. We're going, Arrow and I are going in 3 weeks to Costa Rica for a healing retreat. Man, I'm going to show you where I'm going to be bullish. But folks, for 2023, if you attend my free brief tomorrow, you're like, nah, this guy sucks, I'm leaving. Good luck in 2023, man, because this is going to happen. I'm pretty damn good with this stuff, and I feel it. I would love nothing more to be wrong. What? That guy's a fighter pilot and said that? Yeah, I like being wrong with shit like this. Because my predictions, especially the bad ones, most of them I don't want to come true. The most famous one I got wrong was North Korea. I know for a fact I was best friends with the 3 commanding officers of the 3 aircraft carriers. And I was good friends with the CAGs, the commander of the air group. We had dudes and ladies in jets turning. Trump was bombing North Korea, man. And instead, he's like, you know what? I'm not going to kill 25 million North Koreans. Here's what I'm going to do. Put a drone, found that guy, and sent a picture to him. He had a bullseye on his head. He's like, I'm going to kill you. And mysteriously, the guy shows up in Singapore and shaking hands and all sorts of shit. Wiz, you got that wrong. Yay. I will scream from the rooftop how I got it wrong. I did not want that to be right. But guess what? When you got buddies that are telling you almost real time what's going on, you're welcome. That's the value, folks, you get here. I'm nothing special, man. I got a big network of freaking friends. This thing is priceless. Hedge fund buddies, Pentagon, politics, you name it. It's all about networking and gathering intel, right? You ever watch Billions on Showtime? We're doing billions, baby, but we actually have a conscience, and I'd rather save lives. I like helping people trade, but in the past couple of years, man, I get out of bed every day going, you know what? Who can I help? How can I save? How can I put the ladder down and help save and change a life? So that's awesome. You bet, Bevan. I will see you tomorrow. I appreciate it, guys and gals. One more time. Here's the link. If we get 50 tonight, I haven't counted. I'll still do the brief in the morning because I'm a man of my word. And we're supposed to have a brief tomorrow morning anyway. Again, nobody else really out there does this, folks. You go to these presentations, you hear the dude or the lady speak. Here's my PowerPoint slides. Here's the link. Go buy it. I let you in. You get to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. There are full throttle weeks when I lose a couple trades. And I'm like, you know what? I'm actually more thankful for that. Because, of course, in a full throttle week, you show up and I'm freaking awesome, usually. And then the next week might be a bad week. People are like, oh, my God. I love scaring people away because the people that stay are disciplined and ready to get airborne and change their life, okay? Go.topgunoptions.com/FT-hunters. Again, if you want to be in the Hunters Investment Club, these are your two choices. If you want to just cocktail, sauce, shrimp, $295 a month. And then I haven't read, no Let's Go Brandon here. I haven't raised these prices in a while. Probably should. So any other questions, concerns? Oh, by the way, thank you, Charles. I appreciate that. No higher purpose, no higher calling, man, than saving lives. That's it. Here's the link to today's live trade brief. I'll just throw it in the chat box in case you want to watch the replay from today when we got long volatility. I strongly recommend if you didn't attend today's brief, please watch the replay. My apologies that I was quadruple scheduled this afternoon. Once in a while that happens and the replay is posted late. My bad. But it was also for a noble purpose, man. There was like 75 people at Rotary. The guy's like, this is the largest Rotary lunch we've ever had. And I had to try and get down to the hangar. I got swamped in the parking lot, man, in a good way. Oh my God, I know a buddy, a veteran. I need it. It was overwhelming. At one point, I'm like, oh my God, I just threw business cards at people. I'm like, call me, give them my email if I can help. But it's you're going to hear a lot more about this stuff tomorrow. I'm already taking my thunder from tomorrow. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go rest my throat again. You got the link. I'd love to see. Oh, let me just throw the solo Amazons at you. Don't forget, if you are doing full throttle, any one of those choices, you don't get solo Amazon. It's our not cheap. It's our least expensive. It ain't cheap. Because it's pretty damn cool. $897 solo Amazon for the year. And I'll do a free Amazon brief on Monday. Again, I love doing this stuff because I don't have to sit here and do a sales presentation. Hey man, here's a live trade brief. Come in, walk around the squadron. You don't like it? There's the door. You like it? Here's your flight suit. All right, man. I will, after I go have some tea, get this replay posted tonight since I failed earlier. All right, guys. Good stuff. I'm very thankful for you. I'm glad you were here. Hopefully you got something out of it. Please pray for peace, man. I ain't no Russian plant or sympathizer. I hate death and destruction now. It is not worth it. So close your eyes and, do a little meditation before let's just try and 700,000 troops and more U.S. tanks. And what's the end? To kill as many, give peace a chance. Have a great rest of your night. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. God bless. Fights on and namaste. I'll see you guys bright and early in the morning. God bless.